Morning. I've been a little bit concerned about getting a bit too light. So I said to my wife yesterday, bring home a couple of chicken breasts. And I know a couple of chicken breasts off a good free range chicken, $13, $14. And I said, no, I was a butcher. I used to bone out 200 of these a day, 3 days a week in between all my sausage making. And I said, just grab a chicken because I wanted to make some schnitzels. And being a big chicken, a size $10, 2.2 kilograms, I'm going to get the legs and the thighs and the wings, and the two big breasts will make at least 5, 6 good size schnitzels. And very careful for Zach, who's a celiac. We've got to do gluten free for Zach. So making them from scratch is the only way to go. So I thought, yeah, do what I used to do, bone out my own chickens, the old butcher's steel. Still got a good kit here. The fine steel. So yeah, it's a pretty simple technique, boning out a chicken. I haven't got the cone here, but the cone, you can do it in like 1/10 the time. Don't want to get too much breast on the wing. Nothing worse when you get all the breast on the wing there. So you want these nice tasty wings, and you've got this big lump of breast hanging there that's dry as a nun's nasty, or a without foreplay. So then you just come down to the side there and into the thigh, which you want to break the joint and get that little bit of underneath little fillet there, poke side, whatever they call it. So yeah, again, make sure you get that nice little bit there. And then you come to the breast, which is a piece of piss, straight down the bone. I'll just take that little bit of flap off there, skin it. You've got a nice chicken breast. So lunch, at least 2 big schnitzels or 3 small, and the same with this one. Get a different angle this time. Down the breastbone. Pull it back again, get the skin off. Okay, that little bit there, not much there. So there we go, and what had happened when I was at work, you go onto the wishbone, and when you bone out 200 a day, you got that nice little meaty bit there, and that bit there. Like I said, I took those little eye bits out under there. So there's really not much else you'd want to use there. So that and that and that, when you're doing 200 a day, you're getting enough to make your chicken burgers and chicken sausages, and the rest of the time we'd just be boning out drumsticks for the sausages and burgers, nice juicy meat. Again, through the joint there. Through the joint there. Now I've got 2 thighs, 2 wings, which I'll rub a nice rub into these and do them in the air fryer. Save that for stock in the freezer. For $10, I've got 2 meals for 3 of us of chicken schnitzels, and 1 meal to maybe 3 meals. So I've turned a $10 chicken into 6 meals for 3 of us. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's just, why would you buy 2 breasts? Or why would you buy 2 chicken schnitzels from the butcher when you can do your own guaranteed gluten-free? I know, we used to do gluten-free in my butcher shop for years. I was one of the first to do it. before I even knew, we knew Zach was a celiac. We knew he got sick all the time. We didn't know what was wrong with him. But yeah, so the thing is, even when I was there, I was really, really fussy. But when I wasn't in the shop and someone else, one of my butchers had to do some sausage or burgers, I said, look, you're cross-contaminating. And that's what happens in most butcher shops. No one can really guarantee you're gluten-free. You know, it's sad, but it's true. I'm sure some do, but I know most of the butchers don't. They cross-contaminate. You've only got to put a breadcrumb on that plate, or, you know, it's nearly impossible in a butcher shop unless you've got a separate room for gluten-free. So anyway, here we are. Like I said, this will go in the freezer. That'll get thrown out. And yeah, a boned out chicken. What did it take me? A couple of minutes to bone it out. Like, you know, when I was fast, I was doing one every 30 seconds, and on the cone, you're doing one in less than 30 seconds, where you just, and it's done. So anyway, get the hands clean, washed and sanitised, and then I'll, go again. Make the schnitzels up. Rub that, cook down, might do a Korean rub for the chicken. And really crisp it up in the air fryer and just have it cold. Or would you buy takeaway? $10 chicken. So I've made Zach's before there was any gluten around. So Zach's gluten-free. So 2, that's from like half the breast. Half of one breast, so 2 big family-sized schnitzels. People used to say to me, why is your schnitzel so good, Shane? I can't replicate it at home. It's because of this. They don't make it anymore. They stopped making it even when I had my butcher shop, you know, before I sold it in 2017. But it's that. It's this special, honestly, that's... We won't talk much about that because they don't make it anymore. What did Leo DiCaprio say on Wolf of Wall Street about Quaaludes? You're shit out of luck because you don't find that anymore. They have sort of versions of it, but all the good stuff's taken out of it, like the MSG. So that's where the secret is. So we'll make Alison and my schnitzel now. So like I said, this is just from the 2 breasts from that chicken. And I use cornstarch for all of them rather than Zach's cornstarch and ours flour. So I use cornstarch underneath the base of the batter mix. You only want people double coat. Why would you double coat? That's all you need, just one thin layer, and that'll crisp up beautifully. And like I said, this is all from a $10 chicken. I can make just 6 meals out of the 3 meals out of just the breasts before you even get into what the legs and thighs and wings that I'm going to do in the air fryer. That's the thick part of the breast too, so that's a nice thick one there. I'm looking forward to dinner tonight. Some pepper sauce, salad and pink eyes. You know, we used to go to the pub for this meal. Because, it's too, why would you bother at home? Why wouldn't you bother at home? So, that's from 2 breasts, just 2 little breasts, not even a handful each. From my mate who I used to be on the barbecue team with, Rowan, from the Rowan Slow Tassie barbecue team, some hot bird. So we just make sure it's all, I've had a good rub. I had a good rub while I was off the air there. So they're all rubbed, ready to go in the air cooker. We've got our 4 chicken snitties with gluten and the 4 chicken snitties without gluten, gluten-free. So that was a $10 chicken. So what's that? 1 meal? Well, you can make that 3 meals if you were a small eater, say, but I'd make that 2 meals. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 schnitzels, 5, 6. Come on, for a $10 chicken when 2 breasts were going to cost $14 or $13.50 for a $10 chook. Boned it myself. A little bit of mucking around, not much mess, plenty. I always keep the paper from the deli to use to chuck out. So yeah, got to be happy with that. Soft skin.